So I remember back in 2020 when this movie came out. Wow, it's been 6 years, can you believe it? That was right before COVID, because I remember going to a theater to watch it, as the last movie I would see in a theater for years. I remember really loving this movie. It was exactly the kind of chaotic fun I needed at that time in my life, finding myself and being a little angry with the world. As a male who grew up with hardly any male role models, it's easier for me to see the perspective of women told stories, which is what this movie is. It also came out during a promising era for DC movies. We had a whole slate of movies still to be released. So weird and outlier projects like this and Joker, I just loved because they were just so different. Now, this time the movie didn't have the same oomph as last time, because it was kind of like a one and done, you know the plot and stuff. But it's still a very fun, artsy, chaotic action movie. The action is like the best part. It's impressive. Harley's athleticism in her combat. I mean, like we love watching Spider-Man do that stuff. That's why we love it here. Now, yes, this is a totally full-on Harley movie. I mean, it just makes sense because she's just so popular. But at least DC is holding other characters other than Batman as their money makers. Plus, the other characters really weren't as interesting as her. Like, I freaking love Black Canary as a character. She's this hot blonde on the surface, but very tough and confident and almost mentor-like within. She's one of the best martial artists in the world, a metahuman, and a Justice League member / founder. I think they portrayed her fine here. Like, Canary's pretty compelling in the movie. I wouldn't say it's an amazing adaptation, but it's very close. I love how they at least added comic book lore, like her mother being a vigilante like she was in the comics.
Don't you think she would want you to use it?
The hell do you know about my mother?
Well, in the comics, there's also like a Black Canary from another Earth, from the Crisis on Infinite Earth, but that's like a whole different thing. Huntress was okay. She's kind of like the darker Batman-y character of the bunch, so if she was more in a more serious movie, she'd be fine, but
Do you know who I am?
The humor didn't really land for me, to be honest. Montoya, she didn't really do much for me. It would have been cool to see a Gordon cameo or a nod to when she worked with him during like the early Gotham years, kind of like when she hunted Batman in the animated series. Cain, oh man, I remember the controversy surrounding this portrayal. I remember her basically being like a mute in the comics. She didn't really learn how to talk, like fighting was the first language she knew. I'm pretty sure she like pulls like some gangster mafia dude's throat out using just her fingers. She also becomes Batgirl, so yeah, totally different. The music is by Spider-Verse composer Daniel Pemberton, who adds a moody cinematic atmosphere to the movie. Like he does a good job. And I gotta say, for the soundtrack, I love the soundtrack, the music. I don't know what the difference is between like the non-lyrical music and just the movie music, and then like the actual song music. I don't know what the names are for that, but man, I had the soundtrack for this movie on Spotify back in the day, and it was great. I'm a lonely gun and I can't seem to find a good gun. So let's get to Black Mask. Yuan as the villain was decent. Like he's an excellent actor, no doubt, but and he definitely felt sleazy and intimidating and charming and everything. But I mean, at the end of the day, he's just Black Mask. You're not really gonna get an interesting or new, compelling performance out of him unless you do something different. Like if this was a TV show and we got to see more of him, that like his childhood, whatever, man, that would have been pretty cool actually. I think I even preferred him in Gotham, and that was technically just his father, not really Roman. Which that's such a cool name, by the way, man. Roman Sionis, like bruh.
Well, enjoy yourself, Miss Quinn, and do give the Joker my best.
Being Joker's girl gave me immunity.
I do appreciate this movie taking on an expansive subject like this. I love when stories take what we already know and expand on what would happen next to them. Kind of like a sequel, basically. Sequels and continuations are what this universe lacked. It set up so many characters and we just never got payoff for anything. I also appreciate the flashbacks shown. Like, yeah, Suicide Squad wasn't that well received in online communities. Online communities suck, by the way. So much work goes into films, watching documentaries, you just appreciate so much. You can appreciate the cinematography, the actors, the color grading, the backgrounds, the stages, the stunts, the costumes, the directing, the lines, the music, the explosions, the amount of work that goes into a movie. You can appreciate anything about any movie, even if it's quote unquote bad.
Detective Montoya, respect your elders. I mean, you're elderly.
So Montoya has been around Gotham quite a long time. Where's Gordon anyway? In a different district? This movie takes place in the East End, so I don't actually know what district Gordon, what area he operates in.
Our ballistics check for a bullet in one of those parked cars. Did I stutter?
One guy.
I'm trying to work.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, the men are dumbed down, typical perspective of these newer female-led movies, but you know, I wouldn't mind if it was a bit more realistic, like show some guys being rude, but also show some guys being like good too. I grew up hearing my grandma constantly talk about how bad men are. Like, I know how tiring this can be as a man, and it's just like, yeah, thanks for that vote of confidence. I'm gonna turn out just as bad as they are. Terminator Harley is always a win.
Hey, I know that guy.
I kind of think this movie is a spiritual successor to Suicide Squad. It's got that same grungy gangster street vibe from that movie. And David Ayer is even executive producer. I noticed throughout the movie Harley doesn't cover much resistance. You could even call her a Harley Sue in a way. She gets what she wants and she can easily get through any scuffles unscathed. Now I know I said Harley Sue, but I'm gonna explain that. So if you haven't heard about the heroine's journey, I feel like this movie kind of took from that. Basically, it was Joseph Campbell's, I think it was his assistant or something. Joseph Campbell was the guy that came up with the hero's journey, which that's like pretty much any like coming of age hero, male hero, where they start off young and inexperienced and they turn into like this grand hero. For the heroine's journey, it's a bit different. It's not that. It's a bit more. It's less physical and more so emotional or social. You should watch this video. It really helps explain the heroine's journey, and I really learned a lot. Really learned a lot about the female perspective, so it's a good watch.
Fine. But if you try to run, I will kill you. I do not care that you're a kid. Pussy.
I will knock your ass out. I do not care that you're a girl.
Man, DC loves to include these post-credit scenes, which are kind of useless, but I mean they're fun, you know. They don't really tease anything upcoming. I guess they can't risk that. But this one was really funny. I was in the theater alone when I watched this movie, and it was funny. I mean, it wasn't really significant or anything, and I was like, really, I waited the whole credits just to watch that, but it was funny. So. Alright, so Wonder Woman 84 is next. I already watched it. I already thought it was fine. Not as bad as people said it was, which I'm not usually one to agree with the majority anyway. And I just watched the Suicide Squad, and I thought it was better than the first time I watched it. So that's that. I don't want to make this too long, and peace out.